Welcome to our deep dive today.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be looking at something that, at first glance, might seem kind of ordinary pressure washing,
Right.
but trust me, this is going to be anything but dull.
Okay.
We're focusing on a company called All-Star Power Cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
and they're based in Independence, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so fascinating is that their marketing materials
Right.
really give us this incredible glimpse into not just the technical side of pressure washing,
Yeah,
but the heart of this community.
it's true.
What I found really cool about these materials is how they weave together the technical side
Yes.
with a real sense of place.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about blasting away dirt.
Right.
It's about the impact that this service has on a community.
Yeah, it's a really interesting angle.
So to give our listener a little context, Independence is a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And it's known for kind of this blend of history, beautiful homes,
Mm-hmm.
and this thriving business district along Rockside Road. And what really stood out to me was the owner of All-Star Power Cleaning.
Okay.
His family has deep roots in Independence.
Right.
So, you know, it's not just a business for him.
Yeah.
It's personal.
Makes sense.
So I'm curious, how do you think that personal connection might shape his approach to pressure washing?
I think that's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I mean, it's like the difference between cleaning your own home and cleaning someone else's,
It
right?
is.
Like, you're much more likely to kind of take extra care, pay attention to those little details,
Right.
and feel a sense of pride in the results when it's something you're really personally invested in.
Yeah, totally. Now, before we kind of get too far down the community rabbit hole,
Okay.
let's back up a little bit.
Right.
For those of us who aren't, familiar with the ins and outs of pressure washing,
Mm-hmm.
can you give us a quick breakdown? What exactly is it?
Oh, sure.
And what kinds of surfaces is it best for?
Yeah.
Is it good for everything?
So, pressure washing, essentially it's like using a superpowered garden hose
Cool, true.
to blast away dirt and grime.
I like it.
Right. So it's incredibly effective on surfaces like concrete, brick,
Mm-hmm.
some types of siding.
Okay.
So think driveways,
Right.
walkways, patios, even the exterior walls of some buildings.
I see.
And the force of that water just strips away everything.
Oh, wow.
From dirt, mildew, loose paint, you name it,
Mm-hmm.
even graffiti.
So we're talking really powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff, yeah.
So are there any, downsides to using that much pressure?
Yeah.
Would you use it on, say, a delicate wooden fence
Definitely not.
or a vintage car?
No.
Oh.
That's a great question.
Mm.
And it kind of highlights why understanding these little nuances about pressure washing is so important.
Mm.
So it's fantastic for those really tough surfaces like we talked about.
Right.
But high pressure can actually really damage those more delicate materials.
Oh, yeah.
It can strip paint, etch wood, even shatter glass if you're not careful.
Oh, wow.
So that's where soft washing comes in.
Okay, soft washing.
Yeah.
Is this is this a gentle massage for your house?
You could say that.
I like that.
It still uses water,
Mm-hmm.
but at a much, much lower pressure.
Okay.
And the big difference here
Mhm.
is the addition of these specialized cleaning solutions.
I see.
So these solutions are designed to break down dirt, mildew, algae
Mm-hmm.
without needing that forceful blast of water.
Okay.
So it's kind of like using, a gentle cleanser on your face
Right.
instead of like a harsh scrub.
Yeah. So soft washing then is good for things like wood siding, roofs, delicate stonework, anything that needs
Anything that needs a gentle touch.
a gentler approach.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And All-Star really emphasizes the importance of knowing when to use which method.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Right.
They carefully assess each surface and they figure out, like, okay, what's the best cleaning method
Right.
to get those results without causing any damage?
So it sounds like they're approaching this with a lot of care,
Oh, absolutely.
like a level of precision that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Yeah,
It's not just about blasting everything with water.
right.
It's about really understanding the materials
Yes.
and using the right tool for the job.
Yeah, that's what sets them apart.
Mm-hmm.
They even give an example in their materials of a homeowner who called them in late in the season.
Right?
This homeowner was facing a really common problem,
Mm-hmm.
green algae on their siding.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's pretty common.
pretty gross.
Yeah. And, they could have waited until spring to really address it,
Why?
but All-Star really pushed, like, no, we need to take care of this now.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that sense of urgency was there?
I'm guessing it's more than just, like, wanting the house to look nice.
Right.
Is there, like, a risk of damage if you just let the algae, sit there all winter long?
Exactly.
All right.
A lot of people don't realize that algae isn't just an aesthetic problem.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually, like, eat away at that siding material over time.
Oh, wow.
So what seems like a minor issue
Right.
can actually turn into some pretty costly repairs down the road if you ignore it.
So it's not just cleaning, it's preventing,
Yes.
further damage.
It's about protecting that homeowner's investment.
Right, right.
Exactly.
So in this specific case, did they use pressure washing or soft washing?
Well, they actually used a combination.
Oh, interesting.
So the soft washing was used to gently remove that algae from the siding,
Mm-hmm.
and then they used pressure washing to tackle that grime and dirt buildup on things like the concrete walkways and the facade.
So they're really, like, choosing the right method for each
Exactly.
little piece of the property.
Tailoring the cleaning to what each surface needs.
I like that. Now, I'm curious about some of their other projects.
Oh, yeah.
They mentioned this case study involving a high-tech facility.
Yes.
That sounds really interesting.
It's a great one.
What kind of cleaning challenges did they face with that?
Well, this one's fascinating because it had a unique set of circumstances.
Okay.
So picture this. It's a state-of-the-art metal plating facility.
Right.
Sleek, modern, high-tech image, right?
Uh-huh.
But their exterior was kind of letting them down.
Oh, no.
They had mildew on the stucco walls.
Okay.
And then something called oxidation was dulling the shine of their reflective windows.
Oxidation.
Yeah.
For our listener, can you break that down a bit?
Oh, sure.
What exactly is oxidation?
Okay, so think of it like rust forming on metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's this chemical reaction that happens when metal is exposed to oxygen and moisture.
Uh-huh.
And in this case, it was creating this hazy film on the windows,
Oh, no.
diminishing their reflectivity, but making the whole building look kind of dull and neglected.
Yeah.
Not a good look for a high-tech company.
Not the image they're going for.
Exactly.
So they have this problem that's, both visual
Yeah.
and potentially impacting their business.
Right.
How did All-Star tackle this one?
Well, they knew that this project needed a multifaceted approach.
Okay.
So the stucco, being a bit more delicate,
Mm-hmm.
they used soft washing for that.
To remove the mildew
Right.
without damaging it.
Yeah.
So once again, they're demonstrating they know their stuff.
They know their materials.
What about those oxidized windows?
So this is where their expertise really shines, right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew pressure washing would be way too harsh
Yeah.
for those delicate reflective surfaces.
Right.
So instead of trying to do it all themselves,
Mm-hmm.
they actually brought in a local window cleaning company.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, that specialized in this oxidation removal.
So they know their limits,
Yeah.
and they bring in exactly
Exactly.
people when they need to.
It's about getting the best outcome for the client.
Right. It's like they're conducting this orchestra of, like,
Totally.
cleaning methods.
I love that analogy.
But we're going to have to pause our exploration of All-Star Power Cleaning's work there for now.
Okay.
But we'll be back soon to delve deeper into their connection with that community
Sounds good.
and the fascinating role they play in shaping, the visual landscape of Independence, Ohio.
Can't wait.
See you in part 2.
All right.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of pressure washing
Mm-hmm.
in Independence, Ohio.
Yeah, it's amazing how something like cleaning can be so connected to, the identity of a place.
You're so right.
Yeah.
And these materials from All-Star Power Cleaning
Mm-hmm.
really paint this picture of Independence, Ohio.
You do.
They highlight, the
Yeah.
historic charm,
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful homes,
Yeah.
the businesses along Rockside Road.
Yeah.
What really stood out to you about their portrayal of Independence?
I think what struck me most
Mm-hmm.
was this recurring theme of community pride.
Oh, interesting.
It's evident in, the way residents maintain their homes,
Mm-hmm.
the energy of that Rockside Road business district, and even, like, their connection to the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. It's
Right.
like everyone takes ownership of their surroundings and wants to make it the best it can be.
I love that. So it sounds like pressure washing
Mm-hmm.
plays a key role in maintaining that sense of pride.
Absolutely.
It's not just about, cleanliness.
Right.
It's about contributing to the overall aesthetic,
It's about that visual appeal.
of the community.
Yeah.
When homes and businesses are clean,
Mm-hmm.
it creates this positive first impression,
It does.
right?
Yeah.
For visitors,
Uh-huh.
for potential residents.
It signals that people care
Right.
about where they live.
And that can attract new businesses,
Yeah.
boost property values,
Absolutely.
create this sense of belonging.
It all ties together.
It really does. Now, speaking of, connections and belonging,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the owner of All-Star Power Cleaning
Mm-hmm.
and his deep connection to independence.
Right.
We talked about it a little bit earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but how do you think his family history in the town shapes his approach to the work?
I mean, I bet it's more than just a job for him, right?
Right.
He's not just cleaning buildings. He's
Yeah.
cleaning the streets where his family grew up,
Yeah.
places where his grandparents might have shopped.
Right.
It's like he's preserving his own history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It adds this emotional layer
Right?
that you wouldn't get
Oh, wow.
with just any other company.
Yeah, he's carrying on a legacy
Hmm.
by, taking care of independence.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, their materials also emphasize
Mm-hmm.
that Independence is near major highways
Right.
and attractions,
Like the
like the Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
Yep.
How does that geographical context, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
play into the importance of pressure washing?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Being near highways means more traffic,
Of course.
more exhaust fumes,
Mm-hmm.
more dirt and grime that builds up
On everything.
on everything.
Yeah.
So it's a constant battle, especially for businesses near the roads.
Right.
Pressure washing becomes essential to looking good.
So pressure washing is almost acting like a
Mm.
shield protecting these structures
Yeah, I like that.
from the, wear and tear of daily life.
Mm-hmm.
What about being near the national park?
Okay, so
How does that play in?
having that beautiful nature nearby
Right.
likely makes people want to keep things looking good.
Of course. Yeah.
So residents and businesses
Mm-hmm.
might feel this sense of responsibility
Yeah.
to keep their properties looking their best
I-
and match that natural beauty of the park.
It's like they're trying to create
Yeah.
this seamless transition
Right.
from those manicured lawns and shops
Mm-hmm.
to, the landscapes of the Cuyahoga Valley.
Exactly.
Now, I want to dig a bit deeper into All-Star's
Yeah.
problem-solving approach.
Yeah.
We've talked about, how they understand different materials
Right.
and they collaborate with specialists.
Mm-hmm.
Let's revisit that high-tech facility
yeah.
with those oxidized windows.
Yeah.
What stands out to you about their approach to solving that problem?
Their choice to bring in that window cleaning specialist
Mm-hmm.
was a great example of their commitment to quality.
Right.
They could have tried to clean the windows themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but they knew that could have caused damage.
Yeah.
So by bringing in an expert,
Right.
they make sure the windows were cleaned properly.
Right. Without,
Yeah,
hurting the glass.
exactly.
So it really shows their integrity.
Mhm.
They're willing to put the client first.
It builds trust,
It does.
When you're honest like that,
Right.
it shows you actually care
Right.
about doing what's best for the customer.
It's like they're consultants guiding their clients
Yeah.
through the process,
Mm,
making sure their needs are met.
I like that analogy.
We've talked a lot about the technical side of pressure washing,
Right.
but I think it's important to acknowledge
Mm,
that human element.
absolutely.
We've seen how the owner's connection to independence,
Right.
shapes his work.
Hmm.
How do you think pressure washing in general impacts
That's a great question.
the well-being of a community?
I think there's a psychological piece to this.
Okay.
When our surroundings are clean
Mm-hmm.
and orderly,
Mm-hmm.
it can be calming.
It can, yeah.
It reduces stress,
Right.
and it can make us feel safer.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, when things are cluttered and dirty,
Yeah.
it can make us anxious,
Oh, for sure.
stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So pressure washing is about more than just like, look,
It's about creating a healthy environment,
it is, yeah.
a good place to live.
That's why it's so important to
Mm.
recognize the people
That's
who do this work.
Yeah.
They're not just cleaning up grime.
They're making our communities better.
They really are.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate the work that goes into,
Mhm.
maintaining a clean
Yes.
and safe.
And beautiful.
And
Yeah.
beautiful.
Adoring.
Right. It's like they're the unsung heroes
Agree.
of community building.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to have to
Oh.
delve deeper into that idea in our final act.
Right.
So we'll be back soon to explore the importance of proactive maintenance
Sounds good.
and how pressure washing can help a community thrive.
I'm ready.
See you in part 3. Welcome back to our deep dive into Independence, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
We've been exploring pressure washing
Right.
and how it all ties into community pride
It's a fascinating connection.
and creating this really thriving environment. We've seen how All-Star Power Cleaning
Mm-hmm.
approaches their work, with this understanding of the technical stuff
Right.
and that human element.
The people side of it.
But I want to talk about proactive maintenance.
Okay. Yeah.
What role does regular cleaning play in the bigger picture?
Well, that's a great question.
Mm.
And it's something that All-Star really stresses in their materials.
Okay.
They talk about pressure washing as not just something you do when things get bad.
Right.
It's a preventative thing
Okay.
to save you time and money down the line.
So it's like going to the dentist
Exactly.
for regular checkups.
Yes.
Instead of waiting till you have a toothache.
Prevent those problems before they get big.
And just like those dental checkups, pressure washing can prevent.
Small issues becoming big, expensive repairs.
Makes sense.
Think back to that homeowner with the algae.
Right.
If they had ignored it, it could have meant replacing all that siding. But they caught it early.
Right.
Protected their home.
So again, it's not just aesthetics. It's
about protecting your property.
Yeah.
Saving money in the long run.
You also mentioned headaches, though.
Oh, right.
What kind of headaches can pressure washing prevent?
Well, imagine you're a homeowner.
Okay.
You've let things go for a bit. Mildew's built up.
Yeah, it happens.
And suddenly you have a big family party. And you realize your house looks a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're scrambling to find someone.
Last minute.
Exactly.
Stressful.
So much stress you don't need.
Yeah. But let's go back to that community level.
Okay.
How does this preventative maintenance idea apply to, a whole town like Independence?
Picture walking down a street where everything's well-maintained. Clean facades, tidy sidewalks.
Ugh.
It just feels good.
Yeah, there's a sense of
order, harmony.
Yeah, like people care.
It's like a visual representation of that.
Right, like they take pride in where they live.
And they work together to make it nice for everyone.
And that pride can be contagious, right?
No, absolutely.
One person starts taking care of their stuff.
Yeah.
And it inspires others to do the same.
Pretty soon the whole block looks great.
It's that ripple effect of cleanliness and care.
And it just makes life better for everybody.
And that's where I think All-Star really gets it.
They're not just cleaning, they're part of the community.
They're stewards of their community.
I love
helping to create this sense of place.
It's so true.
And belonging through their work.
Yeah.
That's what makes this deep dive so interesting. We've uncovered so much that goes beyond just, cleaning.
It's deeper than
this seemingly simple service.
Right.
Pressure washing.
It can be part of a community's identity.
It can be,
A force for positive change.
It's amazing what we've learned. So what's the final message?
Ooh, good question.
For our listener.
I think it's this. Taking care of your property isn't just about how it looks.
It's bigger than that.
It's about being part of something bigger.
Right.
It's taking pride in your community and making a positive impact.
I love that.
So next time you see that pressure washing truck, remember, it's not just about cleaning.
It's about community.
It's about making our communities better places.
With a beautiful way to wrap up this deep dive.
Aw, thanks.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
Of course.
We hope you've gained a new appreciation for the power of pressure washing and how it shapes our communities.
It's more than just cleaning.
It really is.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Right.
Keep those surfaces sparkling. And remember the impact of even the smallest acts of care.